Hello everyone, my name is Timo Elliott and I'm an innovation evangelist with SAP. I was at the Gartner Data and Analytics conference in London a couple of weeks ago, and I'd like to share some thoughts on what I think was interesting and what I think I learned. First, data is by definition and by default a liability because it costs money and it has risks associated with it. To turn data into an asset, you actually have to do something with it and drive the business. And the best way to do that is to embed data and analytics and decisions into your business workflows. That can be as simple as just making sure that you provide the information that people need for a decision just before they make it. But Gartner is calling for something more sophisticated. For example, what they call decision intelligence, where you go beyond just providing information and actually help re-engineer and optimize decision processes. They say you need data artists that create great questions to complement your data scientists that find great answers. And then there are composable applications. So these are made up of flexible, reusable modules that help people through a series of steps towards a business outcome. And that includes data and decisions and actions. And much more of all this is going to be done by business people themselves, using the latest no-code and low-code technologies. Business technologists, as Gartner calls these people, or citizen composers. And this holds the promise of unleashing a lot more business innovation by letting business people do more of it themselves in their area of expertise without IT and technology being a bottleneck. But of course, it could also mean chaos by letting everybody doing their own thing, lots of redundancy and extra costs and chaos. So data literacy is important, making sure that there's a culture of data and working to ensure that people are asking better questions, not just getting better answers. And so that all needs governance with a capital G, which done right isn't about control, it's about enablement, the processes around how things should be done in the organization. And there's been a big change in the technology that's supporting all this. For the longest time, in order to do any analytics, we had to take data to the technology. We had to rip it out of the business applications and move it to a data warehouse or a data lake or a data lakehouse. The problem is that that is like ripping a tree out of the forest and trying to get it to grow elsewhere. It's possible, but there's a lot of hard work and costs. So you've lost all of the business context and you have to recreate it from scratch. And that can make up to 80% of the effort. But now, thanks to the cloud and in memory, we can bring the technology to the data. So with a decentralized data fabric or data mesh approach, we leave the data as much as possible where it is and bring it together as and when it's needed. So this means we don't lose all of the context, and it becomes much easier to include it in business workflows, using all of the same objects and semantics that we're used to using in our business applications. And it's not just about analytics. I'm seeing data teams now embracing technologies like process automation and workflow and chatbots and basic application development in order to create end-to-end business workflows. The kind of skills you need are exactly the same as the power users we've seen in analytics for decades. And all those functionalities are now easily available as services in the cloud, so everything is just a click away. You don't need lots and lots of siloed products. It's all in a single platform. So overall, data and analytics is coming back to where it probably always should have been, and that's at the heart of business processes. And that's great news for companies like SAP because we've been doing intelligent business processes for a long, long time. And we have steadily increased over the years the amount of intelligence and flexibility as those technologies have progressed. And in fact, as I was listening to the examples that Gartner gave of more business-centric decision intelligence and composable applications, such as more intelligent product returns, all these things are being done by customers right now using SAP's business technology platform. And you don't have to take my word for it. Many of them are featured on the sap.com/BTP site or in the latest crop of SAP Innovation Awards. And you can go to sap.com/innovation awards and get to see all of the details of those projects, so the business benefits, the architecture choices, and the problems they were trying to address. In conclusion, analytics means business. To turn your data into an asset, you want to embed it into your business processes. We're making that easier than ever for business people to do themselves. So please come talk to us about how to run your business better.